Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have no idea what this behind the scenes of Nod-Krai live stream is, but this is unprecedented. This is the second kind of special program that we're getting this month, and it seems like HoYoverse is literally on the ball with giving us all of this early teases of Nod-Krai for the next chapter of the Archon quest for Genshin. I'm expecting concept art, developer discussions, maybe some early looks at the region, in-game characters maybe. I don't know. I'm expecting this to be at least 20 to 30 minutes or 30 minutes or less, but anything longer than that, I'm happy.
在诺德卡莱的相关信息放出之后，项目组的小伙伴们也观察到各位读者有很多不同的解读和猜想，有一些
It is developer based.
有一些也跟我们的想法有点接近。
Oh yeah, the web event broke the internet. That's crazy.
满足大家的好奇心啊，今天我们就站在创作者的角度。去跟大家聊一聊接下来诺德卡莱的版本内容。
Expectations of Nod-Krai.
我其实也想借这个话题啊。
We wanted to share with everyone our thought process and philosophy behind creating Genshin. Yeah, this is exactly what I was expecting.
这样一个作品有点
Yeah, behind the scenes, concept art, stuff like that.
起初我们从两个方向去开始。
Ooh, so this is their early ideas for the game.
另一个叫做追寻
An adventure through nations searching for your sibling. A few years later, the canvas gradually began to take shape. Yeah, you can tell because Nod-Krai was just kind of wedged in there. It's not even on the Travail teaser. So they wanted to do more.
然而这些线头里面其实包含了非常多的信息。提瓦特大量的人物事都是
people, character, incidents are all linked through these thin thhreds. Yo, big lore. But our pace was too fast and we rushed it.
很多有字点并没有。
There were many meaningful things that we couldn't fully show off to our travelers. Yo! This is a common mistake when it comes. Yeah, oh my god. I read that book. I read that artifact description. I read that boss description. Oh my god. Okay, so they want to streamline more of the lore, which is great. Players will miss out on experiencing valuable content or even misunderstanding your stories. Yeah, that's why I literally read everything. In the words of I'll hate them, read. Put simply, we want to return the stars of our canvas to their rightful positions. Okay. So they were so basically they're we need a cook. Let us cook, and that's why you got Nod-Krai. That makes a lot of sense. And they're already setting the stage, which is really nice. We wanted to originally bring all of Teyvat's different factions to create a story together for a common goal. But it's easier said than done. This is a location, a place where all elements converge. Oh shit! Yo, DC Gotham. Falcom's Trial series? Okay, so they're getting some inspiration. Oh my god, they mentioned Zon! Actually, the Voynich Guild reminded me of Zon from League of Legends, the aesthetic. That's cool. That's in game! Woo! The statue! And the deer! Oh my god! Oh, that looks sick! That thing's just the concept art is directly. That's literally right there. Alright, we chose the moon as a keyword for the central theme of this version to ensure that travelers can better feel its significance. This year, we'll also be changing some names to the Song of the Welkin Moon. It will begin after version 5.8 and last for around a year. Yo! Okay. Song of the Welkin Moon version. So we're getting a 5.8. We always have a 0.8 patch. Interesting. So Nod-Krai will basically be like an Archon quest region length. This is cool. I wanted to bring up a metaphor from earlier. And name an advantage of telling our story in which the information is tightly connected. Alright, so they kind of want to shape up their story a little bit, and they can't do that going into Snezhnaya, so they're pulling it back and cooking a little bit more.
我们分别对月亮和诺德卡莱开始了创作和拓展。
Both Nod-Krai and the moon. Now, for the concept of the moon in Genshin, there have been many things that don't seem to be related, but they're actually tied closely to the moon. Oh, yo, you guys are cracked! The moonlit bamboo forest. My go! Or about before sun and moon!
还有雪山、鹤冠，还有奥斯坎纳塔的壁画。
Oh my god! The three moons and Dragon King Nibelung, this is huge!
空月之歌这个网页活动里面，我们揭露的预言，还有
Wow.
版本前
Version 5.6 special program where we showed off the logo of our new version.
那刚才这里释出的内容，它其实共同反映了一个事实。
Speaking of one common fact,
存在过3个月亮。
Teyvat once had 3 moons and they existed in Teyvat since the beginning of the world.
为什么我们说这个月亮它
That's why we say that the primordial power of the moon is the purest form of power.
甚至比大家现在熟知的
It's even older than the 7 elements and all that we know and love. And at the same time, it's because of the moon is so pure and potent that these factions are talked about are being lured by the moon's power. The moon haunts you.
当然还会有各种各样其他的理由。
Wow, this is so cool.
他们聚集在一起，那形成
This is cool to just hear it be spoken. I feel like I've been an alien, like deciphering like an ancient text that no one else can understand. I feel like this is like way too dank for like non-lore players. Nod-Krai will allow the players. Okay, looking forward. And just who will we meet? Who will you meet in Nod-Krai? Characters, please. Who is the first person you would like to see? That person is usually your relative or friend. Pause? The same principle applies to Nod-Krai. Guys, we're gonna see Libin, watch. Oh, the Knights of Favonius! Yo, are we gonna see Grandmaster Varka first? Please! Please! Oh my god, Grandmaster Varka! He's on an expedition? Dude, I'd love to be introduced to Varka when we go to Nod-Krai. Wow, aside from characters whose names put players at ease, there are also names which make people worry, like the Fatui. Yeah, Dottore and the Fatui and all that. Yeah. A certain Fatui, the doctor. Research involving the ancient moon fragments. Brother. So the moon is the most ancient power in Teyvat. Mavuika also mentioned that some residents of Nod-Krai use special powers that predate. Yep. They use the moon's power. This is so sick. This is so badass. Oh, cinema. Very similar to cleric mythology, druids have an affinity and reverence to nature, and they serve as celestial bodies and stars as their gods. The moon is also a celestial body, and we brought that up in the recent event. That's so cool. The followers of the Frost Moon Scion can use magic. Nod-Krai's version is not the first time in which an organization worships the moon has been mentioned. Yo! Yeah, Dragon's fine. Yeah. Surumi Island. Yeah, the murals. All the murals that we've seen in the game. Yo, and in Natland, let's go! We just finished editing this for YouTube, this world quest. Oh my god, look at this shit! Are we gonna resonate with the moon when we go to Nod-Krai? Is the traveler gonna get moon powers? Brother! They're there to steal the power of the moon. Bro. Oh shit. The Voynich Guild is the merchant guild that engages in commerce. Their base of operations is in Nashatown. Guys, tell me this doesn't look like this isn't Zon coded from Arcane. / League of Legends. Like, this place looks so sick. Yeah, the Curatorium of Secrets is an organization. They accept commissions in dealing with trouble that's difficult to solve or can only be solved quietly. The Lightkeepers and the Wild Hunt, that's probably my most anticipated, like, organization, faction. The only reason Nod-Krai is considered an autonomous area in the story is because it's located on the edge of Teyvat. After the Cataclysm, it was the first area that was eroded by the Abyss.
这里存在的深渊
So the abyssal forces that exist in Nod-Krai are extraordinarily powerful. And these forces will gather to form the abyssal calamity known as the Wild Hunt. Oh shit.
来自于北欧的民间神话，是
Yeah, obviously Norse mythology. An army of ghosts and supernatural hunters. Good lord, this is peak. This is so exciting.
狂猎的成员可能是
Members of the Wild Hunt could be fae, spirits, or even the undead.
狂猎是一群幽魂大军。狂猎的灾害的开始。
Wow, this looks so cool. The calamity of the Wild Hunt is often associated with abyssal monsters such as rifthounds as the vanguards. Okay, so we're gonna get new abyssal creatures, which is really exciting. Like, I think the abyssal creatures just need to keep getting better and better until we get to Conria, where like they're at their absolute worst. Oh, these guys are so goated. Holy shit, this is my favorite. This is my favorite faction. They are so cinema. We just read this yesterday. Oh, they're so freaking goated, man. They're literally the defenders of Nod-Krai. Such great timing. I'm so glad I read that yesterday. Holy moly. So these are all the factions that they've teased so far. So I wonder if they'll... Are they going to do this again with the other faction? I don't know if they're going to release the other factions or if they... That'd be cool if they did another one of these after releasing more illustrations. That'd be cool. Because we still have the Clink Clink Crumb Cake workshop. We have a couple of other ones too, the Snow Fae, etc. Are there any real-world archetypes that can encompass the design of the nation? Unfortunately, no. Honestly, no at all. Interesting. Okay, this is not based on like, this isn't like a reference to a nation in real world. This is original. Okay. Interesting. All right, Hoyoverse is literally getting into their fantasy phase. Rather than observing how civilization is reflected on its people, we need to consider these people as our actors on a stage. Farina, hello? And what kind of civilization they will create, as well as what elements will be involved. Oh! Oh, she has she's got like antlers! Oh my god! Do you know who this looks like? This looks like Professor Arky from Zenless Zone Zero. The lore teaser. Bro's head was literally on fire, just like that guy. Sheesh, that's crazy. That's so cool. Artistic expression has should never be divorced from, okay, for example, one unique... Oh, the fjords! We read that weapon yesterday too. In real life, some travelers, have you seen... Okay. Norway or Iceland. Okay. Some travelers may have experienced them in classic games. For example... World of Warcraft, yo, World of Warcraft mentioned? Yeah, everyone talks about The Witcher, the Wild Hunt, right? You literally named the Wild Hunt your freaking Abyssal Force. Albedo, my boy. Nice. Guys, this looks so cool. I love all of this. I love the concept art. The clash between the Frostmoon Scions and the Fatui. A clash between man and the environment. Okay. How can we blend this sense of primal natural beauty with a civilization that is both ornate yet technologically advanced? All right. Yo, Horizon, Xenoblade, Final Fantasy. Yo, bro's giving flowers to all these games. They're gamers. The design of Genshin Impact must be based on our own characteristics. When we talk about divine power or the symbols of Teyvat, symbols like the Statue of the Seven scattered throughout all the nations come to mind immediately. What the hell is that thing? Bro, what the fuck?
在诺德卡莱，在提瓦
That's like a satellite array or something.
可以具象化为对神像的干预
They don't have statues of the seven. They have like moon satellites.
神像的外观变化来体现。
Yeah, I wonder if that's like a moon statue. That looks crazy.
刚才我们也提到一个问题，就是创作者和玩家
An information gap between creators and players. To reduce this gap is also a challenge we often encounter. For example, the question of Teyvat's level of technological advancements. Oh my god! They're like, yeah, we heard everyone bitching about Mavwika's freaking motorcycle.
大概15世纪左右的奇幻世界。
Oh my god. Yeah, read the lore, okay? We've been showing players the different sides of Teyvat, such as in Natlan, where an ancient dragon technology far surpasses any human civilization. Thank you. I've been trying to tell them, I swear to God. The Academia, the Fatui. Yeah, look, they have Gardamex and Fontaine, freaking giant-ass, like, ruined golems in Sumeru. Like, every nation's advanced in some way. It's just Mondstadt that's a basic bitch. Mondstadt and kinda Liyue and Inazuma, like the first year of Genshin, really. Interesting. This is so cool. Travelers may inevitably find it jarring, so deciding how to resolve the information gap or get rid of it entirely is a very major challenge for us. In the words of Al-Haytham, maybe read. The future of Genshin? I feel like future is a very broad term. I like to use the word evolution. Oh, okay. It's not easy to make something evolve, whether it be a person, a product, or an organization. Okay. Last year, I remember that Dawe once said for Genshin, the only thing is our companionship to the traveler, and everything else will... Okay. But for our team and our industry, change isn't a word that is thrown out lightly. Yeah, I don't know what it's like to be a dev, so I can't relate. We went to Tokyo to attend the PlayStation 30th anniversary celebration. Ooh. We talked to many industry veterans. Yo! President of From Software? Holy moly, what an honor. Oh my god, Yoshida. Shuhei Yoshida? Yo, those are some vets, oh my god. About the starting point of a game, we talked about design elements, including open worlds, and developing a rapport for the next generation of gamers. Okay. Genshin's been around for over 5 years. But these works have been around for 30. Oh, that is true. Bro, am I gonna is Genshin gonna outlive me? Brother, 30 years? I'm gonna be old AF. If Genshin's around for 30 years, I'm kinda cooked. Oh, man. Can we really change everything? Have we really changed everything we can? Have we done everything we possibly could? There are still many things we can do. What is content that only Genshin can produce? This is really cool. Like, this is kind of like the first time I feel like we're really getting into the heads of the devs. In terms of their, like, artistic vision for the game, like, what they want Genshin Impact to be as a world. Like, they're comparing it to, like, these other, like, legendary titles. Xenoblade, Final Fantasy, you know, talking to developers like freaking the Soul series creator and all of that, so... Oh, please bring this back! This was such a peak event. I loved that event so much. As long as the story is told well, as long as characters are developed well, and as long as players enjoy the experience, afterwards, events, or world quests, we can't tell our story, Can't we tell our story in any other way? So before the Song of the Welkin Moon, we will experiment on using an overscaling main storyline to shoulder the bulk of character development. As for the traditional story quests and hangouts, once treated as untouched sacred traditions, we've now adopted a more subtle approach to organically weave them into world exploration and interactions, to replace lines of dialogues with content, to replace pure narrative with feedback, and to make an experience more realistic and vivid. Ooh, take the Lightkeepers in the Wild Hunt? They're enemies, yes, of course. They definitely have special interactions. The Curatorium is good at gathering intel. Can this intelligent dynamic be showcased through gameplay to reflect their skill? Alright, yo, they're cooking right now. Holy moly. Can we skip the restriction of loading this information and turning it into a more tangible experience? Damn, Nod-Krai feels like it literally, from all of this they're saying, it sounds like they're really trying to, like, evolve. Just because, like, you'd have to think the game would have to be drastically different if we get into the end game, you know? Especially if they're thinking of Genshin Impact 2. They're talking about, oh, I saw the little Farina plushie. They're talking about, like, Genshin's been around for 5 years, but these other titles have been around for 30. That sounds like they kind of want to be amongst them, but they have to constantly evolve the game in order to keep up. You know, I've never heard of a... I mean, I guess an MMO is like the closest thing. Alrighty. Something new, something exciting, something out of imagination. We are confident that we'll be able to continue bringing our players new surprises in the future. Bro, I'm so excited. Ah. This was really nice. Yeah, this was 20 minutes. I was expecting it 20, 30 minutes. Oh! Nice. Okay, so that code did work, but it's only after the live stream. Nod-Krai 09... Oh, so 09110, September 10th, that's when Nod-Krai comes out. But that's also the time that they update that's how... when they, like, post all these Nod-Krai things, 9:10 p.m., 9/10 September 10th, the same day as Nod-Krai's release. That was really awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed that. We got to see a little bit of some behind the scenes stuff. So it just seems like Hoyoverse wants to cook, and they want to have that kind of window of opportunity to do so. I guess it depends on how far along they are in development. Obviously, they're probably done with the bulk of Nod-Krai at this point, but you know, I'll let them cook. I don't mind. I love this game. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, that was great. Dude, they talked about so much lore. I was like, bro, I've never felt more seen. I was like, I read that thing. I know what he's saying. Okay, so it seems like they're definitely... This is like a turning point, I think, for the game. And like, even in how they're presenting this nation, it's very different than any other in terms of their delivery. What I'm curious about is, like, this developer live stream kind of focused on, like, the factions that they've recently, like, teased. So I'm curious if they're still gonna keep that trend going with the other factions that they skipped around, because some people were expecting to get Hexenzirkel. Isn't today like Witch Day or something? Isn't like an unofficial holiday or whatnot? So like a lot of people thought that they pulled back on showing the Hexenzirkel because they would present it today. That could still be tonight at 9 p.m. if they continue to give us more illustrations, which I hope they do. Like, the illustrations have been really fun, you know. And I'm assuming the web event, I don't know if the web event's gonna get updated. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, obviously this was very different than what they typically do. But yeah, this was still exciting. Just hearing them talk about their vision and their direction for the game. Seeing some of those concept arts was cool. We actually saw this shot in game, like in engine. That looked really cool. So this whole location is like realistic and drawn to like to reflect the area. They had like a statue with like a little deer. September 10th is not a Wednesday. I'm looking at my calendar right now. September 10th is in fact a Wednesday. Yeah, this was cool. This was great. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. They said Varka will make an appearance. No, I didn't skip that. I didn't miss that. I saw that they mentioned it, but I feel like technically he is making an appearance in voice. I don't know if they meant like we'll actually see him or if his appearance is in the form of the dodo call. You know what I mean? So I didn't take that like super serious. I didn't take that like literally. I took that as his voice. He's going to be present because he's never been present. So that's like that's technically an appearance. So that's what I assumed. I feel like we'll see him in Nod-Krai. Technically, he's going to be showcased in the special program. I'm sorry, in the 5.6 live stream because he's on the Dodocom. Oh, man, this was so cool. We had 2,600 viewers in chat. I don't know if that's an all-time high at this point, but thank you all so much for following. Thank you guys so much for watching, for tuning in. I'm going to try to get this uploaded to YouTube as soon as possible. We read a bunch of lore yesterday. I'm going to try to get those videos up this weekend, but I really appreciate all of you guys hanging out and following up with this like special little live stream. I'm so excited for Nod-Krai. I hope they continue doing the illustrations for like the Hexen Circle, Knights of Favonius, Treasure Hoarders, the Snow Fae, the Crumb Cake Workshop, and all the other factions that they kind of like skipped around a little bit. I think they did that specifically because those were the factions that we're talking about in this live stream. So it kind of seems like it was skewed a little bit to feature what would follow in this, and then they showed all of them again. So hopefully now we can get back on track, and we'll hopefully get the rest of them over the next week before 5.6. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, hanging out. If you guys are watching this on YouTube as well, I appreciate the support. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. My next stream is going to be this weekend for Genshin. I'm going to be doing Honkai Star Rail tomorrow. My next Genshin live stream is going to be likely this weekend, where we're going to do the 5.5 local legends. And I guess there's a little bit of a voiced event right now in Natland, so we'll probably do that this weekend as well. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'm so excited for Nod-Krai, and I can't wait to see what Hoyoverse does next.